Hello everybody, welcome to another After Effects CS6 tutorial. I'm your host Buddy Blackford, and today I want to go over a 3D lighting setup called a 3-point lighting setup. And this is a traditional basic lighting setup that works in pretty much all situations, especially when you have something front and center that you want to light up. It contains three lights at certain points, and it covers all the shadows and blocks out hard shadows and everything like that. So I'm gonna show you how to set this up so you can light up your 3D logos and everything properly so that they look professional and nice. So what I have here is some text, and then I have some vectors that I converted into 3D. So if I use my camera here to just like look around real quick, I've got the 3D on, so it's going to take a second to render every time I kind of do something, but you can see that we've got some 3D objects and 3D text here. Now if you want to, you can just use 3D text to follow along. You don't need to have the vectors, but I just threw them in there for good measure so you could see them a little better. So I've got a camera here also that is set to the 35mm preset because I wanted it closer to the objects here. And I'll start by going over the different kind of lights and what they are, and then we'll set them up. So I'm going to go into my top view here and show you my lighting setup. Looks like we're headed into the top view now. Here we go. So I've got the camera back here, and that's right here, and it's just on right on the objects right in front of them. And then I've got three lights. There's two in the front illuminating the front, and then there's one in the back illuminating up some lights and setting it off the background. So the different types of lights are set at different intensities to not like blast each other out or blow out the camera, and to help illuminate the person so they're not like really have hot spots or have like dark spots on their face, which would look unnatural. But we need to pull them off the background and pull them out and make sure they look nice, so we need to add the camera or the lighting. So there are three different types of lights. There is a key light, which is your main light, and that's this light right here. And I'm using spotlights for all these because that's pretty much what you would be using in a studio. So this lighting setup is based off a lighting setup that you use in like a real film studio when you're setting up actual lights in real life. They're going to be on like tripods or light stands or anything like that. So this light here is your key light. This is the primary light, and it's going to be usually opposite the camera. So the camera right now is head on, so it's going to be to the left of the camera. So this is the camera here, and then this is the key light. Now I aimed it so it's right at the point of interest here. I mean, I could move it a little more into the middle, but I liked how it was with the cone angle and everything like that. So I'm gonna go into the settings and show you what I have here. I have the color is at white, which you want to usually have that at. Intensity is at 100%. Then I've got my cone angle at 70 and cone feather at 50. Now the cone feather I didn't worry about too much. I also made sure it casted shadows. So here's my shadow darkness and diffusion. So that's my key light settings. Hit OK. So that's your main light. That's the one you want to have at 100%. The next one across from it, this is called the fill light. And when you have the key light on, it's going to cast some hard shadows on the object, or it may not illuminate everything that you need to have illuminated because of the shadows. So this light is called the fill light, and it's basically called the fill light because it fills in the shadows created by the key light, so everything's even across the subject. So what we want this to be, and I'm going to open up the settings for you. I made it a little bit of a warmer color, and make it a color that looks good with your object here. I have browns, and brown is a kind of a closer color to some skin and stuff like that, so I made it like a warmer color. Now if you have something like ice, or that you like an icy logo or a watery logo, you might want to use like a blue fill light. And I barely brought this up, so it's like barely more than white. It's kind of like I don't know, like an orange cream color. Now my intensity is at 50%. You want your intensity of your fill light to be at 50% of what your key light is. So make that basically half of what your key light is. And then everything else I have about the same. Now you want it positioned across from your key light in like an angle that is somewhere on like this half of the screen. So I can't show you in this, but I was going to try to draw a box, but this takes too long in this, so I'm not going to. But you want to have it on the opposite side, on the opposite half. It could be up here and angled more in if you wanted it to be. I really hate this how it updates every 2 seconds. It's really annoying, especially when you're like not even really looking at it. So you can have it over here, angled to the side like this. Whatever gets the lights, whatever gets the shadows filled in that you need to get filled in, and however you want it to make it look so it looks nice.